What's going on, everybody? I'm your average gamer, and welcome to part 1 of all the God of War encounters. I had originally planned to do a commentary while I was playing, but I forgot to unmute my mic, so yeah, that happened. But anyway, I feel like with this game, I could pick up the controller at any time and kind of pick up right where I left off. I haven't played this game in months. I used to play this game every day religiously. I would dream about this game. I know that sounds corny, but the story and the lore, it attached to my soul. I enjoyed it so much. This is definitely one of my top 3 favorite games I've ever played. The combat, the story, everything about it, super fun. If you guys somehow have not played this game, highly recommend it. You know, I'm kind of jealous if you haven't, because you're about to experience it for the first time, and that's what video games, in my opinion, are all about. Back in 2018, I had bought this game on the release day. I was a huge fan of the old series and stuff, playing on my PS2 and PS3. So of course when this game came out, I was one of the first people in lines. And to be honest with you guys, I hated it. I didn't like it that much. I know that sounds so crazy and stuff like that, but it took me my second playthrough to come back and finally like it. I don't know. It was one of those things where I was playing it and I guess I was too close-minded. You know, I didn't like where I thought it was going. I didn't like the quote-unquote old Kratos, and now it's my favorite, my favorite of all time. I don't know what happened in the 2 months that I didn't play the game and then came back to it, but whatever happened, I'm glad it did happen, and here I am now, still loving and enjoying this game in 2022. I couldn't tell you how many times I've beaten this game. Like, all bullshit aside, it's probably over 10 plus times. That may sound like an overwhelming amount, but I mean, I fell in love with the game. It was one of the very first few games, like single player games, I had fallen in love with. This is what started me on my single player journey. I used to only play multiplayer games like Call of Duty and Apex and 2K, like only multiplayer games. And I always thought that like single players were boring, you couldn't interact with nothing, but how wrong was I? It is the stuff that you encounter in some of these games are just so amazing. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's like in some games, in some stories, some side missions, you can't stop thinking about them, or they'll affect you as a person. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna change your views on everything like that, but it gives you different perspectives on things, and you know, I like that. That's something that I really, really love. Also, when I played this game, in particular, I love to tank damage. That's my view on Kratos. I'm sorry if you don't agree, but my perspective of Kratos is he's able to, you know, everyone knows he can dish out the damage, but he can also take it, and I feel like if he was able to dish out a shit ton of damage, but also he had to take the hit, nobody in the world could look me in the face and tell me that's not exactly what he would do. That's him. Like, that's Kratos. Like, he don't care about his own well-being. This dude is a monster. My whole perspective of this game changed when I wore a Sindri set. So this is Brock's set, this is Brother's set. Sindri set is, in the new Game Plus version, it's the white armor with the dragon scales on it. And anytime that you use a runic attack, there's a chance that you're invulnerable for about 4 seconds. And that's when I realized that, yeah, that's how I like to play the game. You know, because you can just turn your brain off and kind of do whatever you want. And to me, that's fun. I like just going on a rampage and just going on absolute destruction. And yes, granted, you can do that with any other armor in the game. You know, I don't like to die. You know, I'm very confident I can beat this game without going down one time. That's how much it's like seared into my brain, and you know how much I've played. I'd gotten to this point and realized that my mic was muted this whole time, so that's just fantastic. So as you can tell, my realization of, you know, knowing that my mic was muted this whole time, I felt so dumb, but you know, shit like that happens, so we move on. We're moving on. I've always wanted to do a commentary or a walkthrough like this, but I was always so shy or so nervous. I just recently made a TikTok account to kind of help me break myself out of the shell that I was in. And it's really been helping. You know, a lot of people on there are supportive, so that's been really nice. If you guys have made it this far in the video, if you could possibly comment down below your favorite aspect about this game, whether it's the story, you could even just type combat. That would be really appreciated. I think my absolute favorite part is the mythology. I'm a huge mythology person. As a young boy, I was obsessed with Greek mythology. I would go to school after playing God of War thinking I knew what I was talking about. In reality, it was not what I was learning in school, but it was nice to think I knew what I was talking about. I've been a gamer my whole life. I've played a lot of games. I think one of the first games I ever got into was a game called Age of Empires. Now I know that barely anybody's even gonna know what that game is. It's an old strategy game that I used to play on my computer. It's a multiplayer game. That's why I feel like really got me into multiplayer games was just strategy. I love strategy. And then after that, I got really into PlayStation 2, where I was playing Madden a bunch and playing Need for Speed. Anyone remember Need for Speed Carbon or Most Wanted? Oh man. See, those games back in the day were like equivalent to something like this, where it was just kind of ahead of its time. Super fun. Nothing else around it was even, close to being as fun. My opinion, and yes, again, my opinion. The only game that I found as immersive and enjoyable as this game, I'm not gonna say as because they're two totally different games, but Red Dead Redemption 2. And yes, I know a lot of people know about that game. That is by far one of my favorite games as well. But we're not here to talk about that game. We're here to talk about this game. I'm excited to hear what your favorite game experience was, whether it was on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, or Switch. Comment down saying it was Uncharted for me, or it was The Last of Us, or it's funny, I think they're both PlayStation exclusive games, but just comment down your favorite game. I had a friend ask me what game I thought they should play. I know I said I wasn't going to bring up Red Dead, but I have to in this scenario. They asked me whether Red Dead Redemption or God of War. I had no idea how to answer that. They're two totally different games and two different sides of spectrums. I don't even know what I enjoyed more. I couldn't sit here and tell you my honest answer about that. Both games you have to play and enjoy for yourself. I highly recommend those two games. Those games will keep you busy for a while too. And if you haven't played either of them, again, kind of jealous. Lucky you. For the next two weeks to a month, you should have no problem having something to do.
We will see.
Dude, this is my girlfriend when she swears she can sing. Don't tell her I said that. You'll never see me play another playthrough again.
That's my attempt at a commentary. That's the best you're gonna get out of me. That's the best joke you might hear from me, honestly. I know once I break out of my shell and stuff that I'll be, making jokes left and right. And once I find my right audience, I'll be making you guys laugh left and right. It's just who I am as a person. I don't want to unintentionally offend anybody, if that makes any sense. Like, I goof around a lot. I'm a big goofball. I like to make stupid jokes, and sometimes my humor can be a little dark, but as of right now, I'm just too shy to be saying some stuff like that, if that makes sense. I'm here for good vibes and good gameplay. If anybody had made it this far, you could show your support by liking the video and comment down God of War to let me know that you're one of the special few that made it this far. I love all of you, each and every single one of you. I hope that you guys continue to have a great day, and I pray I get to see you in the next one.
See what my touch does? Adequate. You know what's adequate?